Welcome to our channel, where we explore the most thrilling and spine-chilling stories from around the world. Today, we will dive into a case that shook the entire world. The protagonist not only shocked everyone with their brutal actions, but also with the complex and mysterious life behind these heinous crimes. This is the story of Brian Thompson, a CEO whose tragic death shocked the world and captured widespread attention. Without further ado, let's step into the darkness and uncover the mysteries behind the person and the tale of this shocking case. Brian Thompson, born on July 10, 1974, in Ames, Iowa, was an American business executive. He graduated from the University of Iowa in 1997 with a bachelor's degree in business administration, majoring in accounting. Thompson joined UnitedHealth Group in 2004 and was appointed CEO of UnitedHealthcare, the company's insurance division, in April 2021. On December 4, 2024, while on his way to an investor meeting in New York, Thompson was assassinated outside the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel. At the time of his death, Thompson was 50 years old. According to Thompson's widow, Paulette, her husband had received threats, possibly linked to disputes over insurance coverage, casting a shadow over the circumstances surrounding his death. His sudden death shocked the healthcare insurance industry and the broader business community, leaving many questions unanswered about the motives and circumstances surrounding the incident. At the time, Thompson was facing allegations of insider trading. Reports claimed he and other executives sold millions in company shares, while UnitedHealth was under federal investigation, without notifying shareholders. Since October 2023, the Department of Justice had been probing the company, during which insiders, including Thompson, reportedly sold $120 million in personal stock holdings ahead of a sharp decline in stock prices. UnitedHealthcare, insuring 49 million Americans and reporting $281 billion in revenue for 2023, had come under scrutiny during Thompson's leadership. In 2021, the company faced backlash for its proposal to deny coverage for non-urgent emergency room visits. A 2024 Senate Homeland Security report further revealed a surge in denied pre-approvals for Medicare Advantage patients. Additionally, Thompson's leadership saw the controversial implementation of AI to automate claims denials, leaving patients without access to necessary care. Between 2020 and 2022, denial rates for post-acute care claims doubled, prompting a class action lawsuit in November 2023, accusing the company of using a flawed AI model with a 90% error rate. By September 2024, protests erupted outside Optum, a UnitedHealth subsidiary, alleging its practices drove up drug prices and forced independent pharmacies into bankruptcy. Thompson's death has left many questions unanswered, not only about the motives behind his assassination, but also about the broader implications of his leadership in one of the most powerful healthcare insurance firms. After Brian Thompson's death and the subsequent investigation, authorities began to narrow down potential suspects. Details gathered from evidence and initial clues pointed to an individual who had meticulously prepared for the attack. The police identified that the suspect arrived in New York on November 24, using a fake ID and paying in cash when checking into a hostel on the Upper West Side. These actions raised suspicions about the true purpose of his trip and drew the police's attention to him. Furthermore, the suspect's extended stay in the city for 10 days, except for one night, heightened the suspicion about his plan. Authorities noted that the suspect did not seem in a hurry to carry out the attack, but instead appeared to be waiting for the right moment. Investigators began to analyze the suspect's preparations, from the choice of accommodation to his careful actions throughout his stay, thus narrowing him down as a person of interest requiring closer surveillance. On a cold December morning in 2024, Brian Thompson, in New York for the annual United Health Group investors meeting, was walking down West 54th Street toward the New York Hilton Midtown, where the meeting was to take place. Thompson, dressed in business attire, was unaware that he was slowly walking into a deadly trap. Standing just a few steps away, a figure in a light brown or cream-colored hoodie waited outside the hotel. For several minutes, the assailant kept his distance, patiently waiting for the right moment. As Thompson approached the hotel entrance, the assailant sprang into action. In one swift motion, he pulled out a suppressed 9mm pistol and fired twice. The bullet struck Thompson in the back and right calf, the gunshots echoing silently in the quiet morning air. The entire scene was captured on security cameras, and later, investigators noticed something unusual about the weapon. After each shot, the assailant appeared to manually cycle the action, suggesting that the gun might have been a malfunctioning semi-automatic pistol. Investigators later discovered a 3D printed gun and a 3D printed silencer in the assailant's bag, which matched the weapon seen in the video. Without hesitation, after firing the shots, the killer quickly fled the scene, mounting an e-bike and disappearing into the streets. The police later tracked him down and discovered that he had left the city via the George Washington Bridge bus station. After being shot, Thompson was seriously injured and quickly rushed to Mount Sinai West Hospital. Despite the doctor's efforts to save him, he was pronounced dead at 7:12 a.m., leaving behind a city in shock and an unresolved case. The assailant, leaving no trace behind, swiftly escaped the scene, leaving the police with an unsolved mystery and a relentless, tense manhunt ahead. Through meticulous investigation and analysis of evidence, law enforcement pieced together a detailed timeline of the suspect's movements leading up to and following the tragic events of December 4, 2024. From the moment the suspect arrived in New York City to the calculated moments before and after the fatal attack, each step revealed a methodical and deliberate plan. The timeline underscores not only the precision of the assailant, but also the challenges investigators faced in unraveling the mystery behind Brian Thompson's death. On the night of November 24, 2024, at approximately 10:11 p.m. EST, the suspect arrived in New York City on a Greyhound bus originating in Atlanta, Georgia, with up to 7 stops along the way. Shortly after arrival, the suspect checked into the HI New York City hostel, located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. In the days following the suspect's arrival, they surveilled the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel, where an event was scheduled to take place. On November 29, the suspect checked out of the hostel, but returned the following day, checking back in on November 30. On December 4, the suspect left the hostel at approximately 5:30 a.m., likely on a bike. By 6:15 a.m., they were seen exiting the 57 The Street F train subway stop. Shortly after, at 6:17 a.m., the suspect purchased coffee, water, and granola bars at a Starbucks near the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel, discarding the coffee cup and water bottle soon after. At 6:30 a.m., surveillance footage captured the suspect walking while talking on the phone. By 6:39 a.m., they arrived in front of the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel, waiting for several minutes. At approximately 6:40 a.m., Brian Thompson left the Marriott Hotel, where he had stayed the prior night, and began walking toward the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel. At 6:46 a.m., as Thompson walked along the sidewalk, the suspect ambushed him, firing multiple times. When the gun appeared to jam, the suspect manually racked the pistol and continued firing before fleeing northbound via a pedestrian walkway. A 911 call reporting the shooting was received at 6:46 a.m., and officers arrived at the scene 2 minutes later. They found Thompson with gunshot wounds to his back and leg. Despite being rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, Thompson succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead at 7:12 a.m. The suspect fled the scene on an e-bike, heading north into Central Park. At 6:59 a.m., someone matching the suspect's description was seen riding a bike on West 85th Street. By 7:04 a.m., the suspect had entered a taxi at 86th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. At 7:30 a.m., the suspect was spotted arriving at the George Washington Bridge bus station, marking their departure from the city. At 8:00 a.m., the United Health Group investor meeting proceeded as scheduled. However, by 9:00 a.m., CEO Andrew Whitty made the decision to cancel the remainder of the meeting, citing the shocking and tragic events that had unfolded earlier that morning. At the crime scene, investigators recovered 3 spent shell casings and 3 live rounds. Inscribed on the shell casings and bullets were the words delay, deny, and depose. Specifically, depose was etched onto a casing from one of the bullets that struck Brian Thompson, while delay was marked on a live round ejected during the assailant's attempt to clear a jam or intentionally discard the ammunition. These 3 words bear a striking resemblance to the phrase delay, deny, defend, a controversial motto commonly associated with criticism of the insurance industry, referring to alleged strategies used by some companies to avoid paying claims. This connection raised questions among investigators, leading them to explore whether the inscriptions hinted at a potential motive for the killing. The phrase delay, deny, defend was notably examined in the 2010 book of the same name by J.M. Feynman, a retired professor from Rutgers Law School, where he criticized practices within the property and casualty insurance industry. Authorities have since been investigating whether this phrase, or the inscribed words, reflect the assailant's intentions or grievances. Beyond the shell casings, other items collected at the scene included a discarded water bottle, a candy wrapper, and a cell phone, all believed to be connected to the shooter. These objects are undergoing forensic analysis to uncover any traces of DNA or fingerprints that could identify the suspect. On December 6, 2024, investigators made another significant discovery. A backpack, believed to belong to the shooter, was located in Central Park. Inside the bag, police found a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. While the significance of these items remains unclear, they are being examined to determine whether they provide further insights into the suspect's identity or motivations. The painstaking analysis of these clues highlights the intricate challenges of the investigation, with each fragment of evidence drawing law enforcement closer to uncovering the mystery surrounding Brian Thompson's tragic death. The New York Police Department, NYPD, announced a reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest of the shooter involved in the December 4, 2024 attack. The very next day, authorities released surveillance footage capturing the suspect at both the HI New York City hostel and a nearby Starbucks cafe. 2 still images provided crucial glimpses of the suspect's face, including one where he appeared to be smiling broadly while interacting with a female receptionist at the hostel. Reports revealed that the suspect had briefly removed his mask during a moment of flirtation with the receptionist, offering investigators a clearer view of his identity. In addition to the NYPD's reward, the FBI joined the investigation, offering an additional $50,000 for information that could lead to the arrest and conviction of the perpetrator. This collaboration underscored the urgency and seriousness of the case. Law enforcement described the gunman as a white male, approximately 6 feet 1 inch tall. On the day of the shooting, he was reportedly dressed in a light brown or cream-colored hoodie, dark pants, and black sneakers with white soles. He carried a gray backpack and concealed his face with a black mask. Police noted that the suspect appeared highly skilled in handling firearms and demonstrated remarkable proficiency in evading surveillance, leading investigators to describe him as extremely adept with cameras. These attributes, coupled with his methodical execution of the attack, presented significant challenges for the investigative team. The combination of detailed descriptions, surveillance footage, and substantial rewards set the stage for an intensive manhunt, as authorities worked tirelessly to track down the elusive suspect. Before the situation became clear, a name emerged during the investigation that drew significant attention: Luigi Nicholas Mangione, a man with an impressive educational background and career prospects, yet a past shrouded in mystery and a connection to the unresolved case. Luigi Nicholas Mangione, born on May 6, 1998, hailed from a family deeply involved in the real estate business in Maryland. Raised in an environment of privilege and opportunity, Mangione demonstrated exceptional academic talent from an early age. He attended the prestigious Gilman School, an all-boys private institution in Baltimore, where he graduated as valedictorian in 2016, a testament to his dedication and intellect. Mangione continued his academic journey at the University of Pennsylvania, where he pursued rigorous studies in engineering. He earned a Bachelor of Science in Engineering in Computer Engineering and a Master of Science in Engineering in Computer and Information Science by 2020. These impressive credentials highlighted his potential as a rising star in the tech field. Following his graduation, Mangione embarked on a career as a data engineer at TrueCar, a position he held until around 2023, according to corporate records. Despite his professional achievements, his personal life took a more mysterious turn. His last known residence was in Honolulu, Hawaii, but his connection to the area remains unclear. In November 2024, concerns about Mangione's well-being surfaced when his mother reported him missing. She informed authorities that the family had not heard from him since July of that year, a prolonged and troubling silence. She reached out to the San Francisco Police Department, believing that her son had been employed by TrueCar in the city. The uncertainty surrounding Mangione's whereabouts added an enigmatic layer to his story, leaving both his family and investigators searching for answers. On December 9, 2024, local police in Altoona, Pennsylvania, apprehended 26-year-old Mangione at a McDonald's restaurant. The arrest came after an alert McDonald's employee contacted authorities when a customer recognized Mangione from images released by the NYPD. Altoona, located approximately 280 miles west of New York City, became the focal point of the manhunt. At the time of his arrest, Mangione was reportedly in possession of a 3D printed pistol and a matching 3D printed suppressor, resembling the weapon used in the December 4 shooting. Authorities also discovered a fake New Jersey driver's license bearing the same name as the one allegedly used by the shooter to check into a Manhattan hostel prior to the attack. Additionally, a handwritten 3-page manifesto consisting of 262 words about the U.S. healthcare system was found in his possession, described by police as a declaration of intent. On the same day, Mangione was charged in Blair County, Pennsylvania, with multiple offenses, including carrying a firearm without a license, forgery, providing false identification to law enforcement, and possession of instruments of crime. He was arraigned at approximately 6 p.m. at Blair County Court and denied bail. Later that evening, prosecutors in Manhattan formally charged Mangione with second-degree murder, 3 counts of unlawful possession of a firearm, and forgery related to the events surrounding the fatal shooting. Once again, bail was denied. On December 10, 2024, Mangione appeared before a Pennsylvania court where he refused to waive extradition, vowing to fight his transfer to New York. As a result, he remained in custody in Pennsylvania, prolonging the legal proceedings tied to his extradition. On December 10, 2024, journalist Ken Klippenstein released what he claimed was the full text of a 262-word handwritten document allegedly penned by the suspect, Mangione. This document, described in several reports as a manifesto, directly addressed federal law enforcement. In it, Mangione took responsibility for the attack, asserting that he acted alone and detailing the methods he employed, which included basic social engineering, basic C&D, a lot of patience. He referenced a spiral notebook containing his notes and to-do lists, admitting that his technology had been locked down due to his technical work and expressing regret for any conflict or harm caused, while emphasizing that the actions were necessary. The manifesto goes on to condemn healthcare executives as parasites who deserve to be punished, criticizing the U.S. healthcare system as a whole. Despite being the most expensive healthcare system in the world, Mangione pointed out that the United States ranks a mere 42nd in terms of life expectancy. The document specifically highlighted the market capitalization of UnitedHealth, which Mangione described as one of the largest companies in the USA, following only Apple, Google, and Walmart. Mangione argued that while many individuals had exposed the corruption and greed within the U.S. healthcare system decades ago, the issues still persisted. Law enforcement officials believe that Mangione's actions were inspired, in part, by Ted Kaczynski's controversial manifesto Industrial Society and Its Future. In a revealing Goodreads review, Mangione described Kaczynski as someone who deserves to be imprisoned, but also expressed admiration for the manifesto, rating it 4 out of 5 stars. The police also suspect that Mangione's motives were partially tied to a personal injury he sustained in July 2023, which led him to seek treatment in an emergency room. He was diagnosed with a slip disc, a condition affecting his lower back. According to Business Insider, Mangione's social media activity highlighted his deep frustration with the healthcare system. His posts revealed a mistrust of doctors and a growing disillusionment with mainstream political figures, including both Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Notably, he expressed support for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s presidential campaign in 2024. His social media presence also reflected his concerns about pornography, DEI programs, declining birth rates, woke culture, the secularization of society, and the erosion of Christian values, while advocating for more traditionalist views. The public's response to Thompson's death was divided, with some expressing disdain for him, UnitedHealthcare, and the national insurance system, while others praised the attacker. Mangione quickly became a controversial folk hero, with social media users sharing stories of harm caused by claim denials and even mocking the murder through memes. Thompson's family homes were vandalized, and some commentators linked his death to the broader issue of corporate greed in healthcare. The attack gained significant attention online, with many calling for more violence against executives. UnitedHealth Group issued a statement, but the company's Facebook post received an outpouring of mockery. Experts like Zeynep Tufekci and Robert Papord that the public's response reflected growing frustration with economic inequality and increasing acceptance of violence to address grievances. Meanwhile, political figures such as Governor Walz and Senator Klobuchar condemned the violence, while Representative Ro Khanna and Senator Elizabeth Warren acknowledged the public's anger over the healthcare system, though stressing that violence is never the answer. The case of Brian Thompson's death has sparked widespread outrage and division, leaving a lasting impact on both the public and the healthcare system. The killer, Luigi Mangione, became an infamous figure, with many expressing support for his actions due to frustrations over insurance rejections and corporate greed. Despite the controversy surrounding the case, the debate over the role of the healthcare system and the justification for violence remains unresolved. Mangione's arrest brought some closure, but the underlying issues continue to fuel anger and discourse. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this case. Please share your perspective in the comments below so we can gain a deeper understanding of your viewpoint. Thank you for following, and stay tuned for more captivating stories in our next video.